What it do, yeah? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am, I'm him, Jones, the NBIC, giving all praise and glory to the heavenly, for they are worthy to be what? To be praised. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to all you guys for your continuous support, leaving feedback, positive, negative, all things is respected and needed because it allows me to do what I do best, and that is to continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you he-goes, and the newly installed heathenites. Next, round of applause for that. Yeah, man. It's a beautiful Sunday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It was a great time. Had a wonderful time with my family. We celebrated my son's first. Shout out to everybody that showed up. You know what I'm saying? My mom, them, my moms, my cousins, the Wiz, her side of the family. And it was just an introduction to that side onto my side, and similar nonsense. You know how it goes, but yeah, man, wonderful event. Turned out to be phenomenal. My son is just like his mother, lactose and niggerish, don't like nobody. But hopefully he'll grow out of that and be like his father and be in everybody's face, wishing somebody would. Ain't got no problem to catch a case. You heard? But we gonna just talk about a few things. Before I even start, I'll let you guys know Summer Conversation was a phenomenal one. Every seventh day, Saturday, seventh day, however you want to call it. It was a beautiful Summer Conversation, man. And this conversation was about, you know, how we supposed to protect our children the way that the creators protect us. It's a very crucial times that we in, where the attack now has been on the children. It's a full-fledged attack on the children. I don't care what you're talking about. There's nothing more gruesome than what's going on to these children. And this attack on children been going on for a very long time. But now through technology and social media, this information is literally landed on our front door. So it's very important that I tapped in, touched on it, and also made people be aware of who's the number one target. You feel me? But I gotta give you the hood temperature, hood news. Right? The hood is still shady, still grimy, still ain't no sunshine where we from. Mm-mm-mm. Only darkness every day. Mm-mm-mm. Ain't no sunshine where we from, 'cause where we from, homie, you can be gone anytime, 'cause these streets don't play. Streets ain't playing, man. Streets is crazy. Anytime, any given Sunday, somebody could get passed away, similar to O.J. Simpson, who died recently from cancer. My condolences go out to the fam. He is the only man that got away with 2 Euro murders, running away, and he will forever be known as the man that if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. And more, that man was acquitted. And ever since that, he's been public enemy ever since. But rest in peace to him, man. Other news, Iran attack Israel. Oh, it's about to go down, people. Once this place called America intervene into that traction, oh man, niggas ain't gonna be able to breathe like Tony Braxton. You heard? It's gonna get real crazy. And I say that to say this, right? That brothers and sisters better get their priorities in order. Get you some canned goods. Get you some soap. Get you some toilet tissues, batteries, candles, flashlights. Get you some maps, because you might have to literally go on a journey without no phone, no GPS. Get you the strap, because you never know. You understand? You never know. And it's better to be safe than sorry. Last but not least, make sure you get yourself a generator, right? You need a generator just in case these heathens come attack tonight. You want to have all the things ready, baby. You understand? But we're gonna dive in today's broadcast, man. The pain shall remain until black people change their last name. The pain shall remain until black people change their last name. Walk with me. Now, I know a lot of people has said and stated and demanded that they receive some type of reparation. And I'm here to tell you the reason why you can't receive any reparations is because, for one, you're not a nation. For two, you carry the names, not of your ancestors, but of the oppressor. Your name is Johnson, and your name is not Shakuzukin. It's not nothing African where they took you. You was given brand new names. And when you are given a name, even if you look into the Bible, when the Creator gave Adam all dominions, one of the rules he was given to do was name the animals, and those names stayed with the animals. Why? Because he had dominion over them. When you look at that analogy right there, and you tie it in with today's times, we are receiving or still going through these pains because we are carrying those last names. We want reparations, but the reparation can't go to nobody or anyone or anything that's not a valid nation. You have to be something in order to receive something. You have to be someone that comes from somewhere. Where do we come from? Who are we? My last name is P. Lewis. I'm sure when they came to Africa, that was not my name. So, not only was that not my name, I don't even have the location into where my ancestors dwelled prior to the enslavement. And when you carried on those last names, remember what the word says, you are what you teach, right? The fruit don't fall too far from the tree. And when you carry these people's last name, you also carry on their attributes. Whether you see it physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, you carry some trait that comes with that last name. And I know it seems far-fetched, but people need to understand that that last name play a very, very critical role in our growth, in our redemption from this trauma. That last name. Malcolm X was able to advance as a man, mentally, physically, spiritually, when he denounced that last name. We have to do the same. It's time for black people to start separating themselves from the oppressor. You should be denouncing your last name. You having these people's last name is allowing these people to have ownership over you. See, when the Chinese people come here, their first name is Kim, American, last name Xing Hao, Chinese. When you see the Jewish people come to America, their name is Levi Ashkenaz. When you look at Arabs, Mohammed Mustafa, every single person has a name and has a first name and a last name that goes hand in hand with their nationality, their beliefs, their religious beliefs, and their demographical location. What is ours? If you tell somebody I'm from South Carolina, then you are telling them, yes, I'm from South Carolina, but my daddy name is Johnson. And Johnson still, based on the constitutional law that was written, he owns you. And when he gave up his rights to the state, because when they die, they got to give up their estate. That estate was never given unto you. It was given unto the state. And now the state has the rules or the power and the law to determine what happens to you. You don't have no say. I tell people this all the time. Us as colored people don't have no say. The Constitution was written for Europeans and the amendment was written for the Negroes. But the amendment will never be as powerful and strong as the Constitution when it was made. See, the amendments was made to give Black people a level of acceptance that came along with the protesting and the marching and the crying. They gave you the amendments, and the amendments hold no value compared to the Constitution. See, the Constitution protects a nation. The amendments protect a particular group of people that was never included into the Constitution. Now, I know a lot of people is going to say, well, we can overcome the trauma. We just got to go through counseling, tap into our spiritual side, do this, do that. You hear everything. But the number one thing our people is refusing to do is to let go of that last name. See, when you carry that last name, like I said, you carry on the characteristics. So you see nothing wrong with the mentality of a European. We, Black people, melanated people, colored people, however you want to label yourself, we as a people base our identity and what we view of this world according to the philosophies and the education given unto us by the people that also gave you your last name. And a lot of times, you see, the reason why brothers and sisters find it so hard to see, or it's so hard for them to let go and point the finger at the very people that put shackles around your neck. The reason why is because of the last name. You are tied to them spiritually without you even knowing. There's a spiritual attachment that comes with that last name. There's a trauma that comes along with that last name. There's a fear that comes along with that last name. And we still in fear because we won't let go of that last name. And we hold dear to that last name. Excuse me? I am a Williamson. You know where I come from? You know who my family is? Your family ain't nothing but a slave, honey. We ain't nothing but property to these people. And because we are property, they properly bother us and give us rules and regulations that even if you had $1 million, you still wouldn't have enough to change the rules when it's pertaining to you, because you are property. That's what they call you, property of the state. That's what Social Security income tax is for. That's what birth certificates is for. And it's time for brothers and sisters to understand that. The pain shall remain until we let go of that last name. Denounce that last name. Say, I don't want it no more. Find your heritage. And if you don't have one, create one. But you must create it with no affiliation nor connection to the oppressors. You must separate it by any means necessary. Because 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line, you can tell them, I want my reparation. They're going to say, what justification can you provide that shows us that you demand reparations? You're going to show them that your name is not a name of the slave master, but a name of your ancestors. And these people know what I'm saying. This is why they colonize and rename every single person. Shout out to all the Africans that remain and kept their names, but yet still colonized and following worship of Jesus and going to the church to do hallelujah and hallelujah, all that weird stuff. I'm going to tell you how it is. We got to disconnect. That's the only way we as people is going to prevail and get to the next level, because we are spiritually attached to the trauma. Our trauma is associated with that last name. We can't see beyond what they tell us, because what they tell us is associated with that last name. It's that last name that is written on the birth certificate, but that doesn't mean that's who you are. Lewis is written on the birth certificate, but I'm not a Lewis. I'm not a Johnson. You're not a Richardson. You're not none of these names. Your name is an African name that was spoken in the land prior to these heathens' arrival to remove you. We had names. We had customs. We had culture. We don't have no culture. How do you have a culture when your culture comes from the oppressor? So basically, whatever the oppressor gives you is what you're going to oblige by and follow. And then when the oppressor goes away, you are required to keep on what the oppressor has taught you. Hence why you see black people love celebrating 4th of July, knowing that the 4th of July was genocide towards the black man. We partake in Black Friday, knowing that Black Friday was genocide upon the black man. But wow, you don't see nothing wrong, because your slave master told you it was nothing wrong. Your slave master said, this is what you must follow for the remainder of your life. And guess what, people? We've been following this for the remainders of our lives. And we ain't got nothing to show for it. Besides some badass kids, a trash-ass job that can't even help you pay no bills, school loans to the top of your lungs, and relationships that don't work because that last name carried the same attributes and characteristics of those people who gave you those last names. Because you are spiritually attached to the oppressor, whether you see it or you don't, whether you believe it or you don't. You are attached to that last name. You are forever attached to that last name and everything that comes along with it, whether it's bad or good. Until us remove that last name. And it's time for us to do so. And we need to do so today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, but today. Reparations won't come until we separate from these evil ones. Until we separate and say, nope, not me. Malcolm X have a better chance of getting reparations before we do. Because he changed his name to X. Maybe we all need to change our name to X. My name should be June X. My Wiz should be Wiz X. But they say X marked the spot. So maybe that's what we need to do. We need to excommunicate with these people. We need to interact with these people. We need to exterminate that last name. No more experience or experiment with those last names. It is over. Claim yours. Claim your land. Find your heritage. Help me find our heritage. Because a lot of you guys are scared to jump over the fence, but I'm going to jump over it. I don't mind jumping over the fence. I'm cool with that. For the greater good of my people, for the salvation and freedom of my people, I'll jump the highest gate. That's the type of time we on. But you go ahead and help provide and find intel like, yo, look what I found. Look what's this, look what's that. And I'll do the necessary next steps. Because for the last, I'll say 2 weeks, just me being outside and seeing individuals and just looking to see how they conducted themselves and how they are. All my people is highly upset and angry. It's like a inner demon that has manifest into the surface of that person, where everybody's mad, everybody's frustrated, everybody's sad, everybody are on the same frequency. We have absolutely no control of ourselves. We wake up, we go to sleep, we wake up, you gotta go to work, from work, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Nothing changes. And if we don't make these changes, and if we don't do the necessary things for the sake of our children will be destroyed. Because that's the route where we heading. We heading down a path of pure destruction. And we unable to see that because the spirit that comes with that last name has hindered our vision. We have become sterile when it comes to oppression. And these things are doing more damage than good. That last name is causing you to believe in this illusion, thinking that you are included. This is an inclusion. It was never an inclusion. It's them winning and you keep losing. And the reason why you're losing, because you still believe that these people are one with you, that they for your best interest. You got black people that will speak to a European, and the Europeans say, yeah, my name is Williamson. Oh, really? That's my last name too. Oh, word? What you gonna say? We related? He might say that. He might say, oh, my great-great-grandfather had over 1,500 slaves. Guess what? Out of those 1,500 slaves, somebody in your family was one of them. And we need to let these things go. There's no reparation. There's no exodus. There's no nothing coming. We're going to keep singing. We're going to keep singing that, let my people go. We're going to keep singing that song until, you understand? Until we remove ourselves in every shape or form from these oppressing people. And the number one thing that you need to do, I need to do, we all need to do, is remove that last name. Because if the last name remains, we shall remain in pain, living our life in shame, thinking that we have control of this game. This game is under their rulership. And I think it's time that we deserve a piece of that pie. It's not about being a chef now, because that's where they want you to be. They just want you to work, cook, build. That's where they want you to be. I ain't trying to be that no more. I want to eat. My people want to eat. But I can't come to the table without an identity, without an origin, without a life source. These people think our life source comes from them. They believe that we are unequipped, unfit, psychologically. Well, I know they know better mentally, but psychologically and emotionally, they feel like we are unstable, and we need to be guided and secured by these heathens. The biggest lie ever told to a black man. Ah, man. The frustration that comes along with this, with these high level of information, when I speak it, and I speak it from a space of disgust. Because all we want to do is fuss. All we want to do is fight, yell, scream, point fingers, saying it's your fault. It's this, it's that. The black man has choices. We don't have no choice out here, man. I can't even decide if you talking about we got choices, you can't even. I mean, not say we can't even decide which name do we take on. The reason why they allow you to have your first name, because they want you to have some level of ownership to yourself, just a little bit. But when you arrested and you locked up, they don't call you by your first name, they call you by your last name. Because they know your last name is associated with their family members, and they are never allowed to Greek the property. They must represent the property owner, and the property owner is the one that carries that last name that was given unto you. Yeah, I know what I be saying to be too far-fetched. They gave it unto you. Mr. Johnson, can you please rise? Mr. Johnson, you have been accused of such and such. You notice that they never called you. They never said Jason Johnson. Never. Because your first name don't mean absolutely nothing to them. How you think they will be able to stand in a courtroom and say, Mr. X? Excuse me? They will, guess what they're gonna do when they see it as just an X or it's just a symbol? They're gonna prefer to call you by your first name. The actual name that was given unto you by your actual parents, they will have no choice but to call you that. And when they start calling you that, you yourself as a human being psychologically is gonna grow, because you're gonna know, like, wait, oh, word? Yeah, I don't want that name. You must refer to me as such and such. And guess what? You're going to then study law. You then going to read more books. You then going to find yourself. You then going to want to go look into other nations, other continents, and want to see, oh, word, I need to go to Africa. I need to go here. I need to go there. Because all of that, the spirit that came with that last name is no longer there. Now your mind is opening up. Now you want to go seek what you're supposed to seek. And that is freedom. That is power and complete control. Take back the reins from these heathens. But we can't and we won't, because we refuse to let go of that last name. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. I came to you guys live, man. Once again, continue supporting. Appreciate everything that you guys have done. Leaving all the feedback, positive, negative, man. Get yourself some merchandise. The link is in the bio. Shout out to every single person that stood next to me and follow. Pause. No Diddy. No Raz B. No Meek. We outside with it. So, with that being said, people, you have a good one. Enjoy this Monday. Enjoy this beautiful weather, because our time is now. And strength. You don't know who I am him. Mister, keep my foot on you heathens, you heroes, and the newly installed. You hear me? Newly installed Hedonites next. Are you dumb or are you dumb? And I'ma holler at y'all.